Hi, my name is PeeJ. Today, I'll be showing you how to import in any UI that you want from Figma inside of DaVinci Resolve. You can see everything's here. All the layers are here as well. Let's take a look. There's a ton of them, and you can just go and choose whichever one you want to edit. There's a bunch of different steps, and this is all the stuff you need to download. So first is SF Pro fonts, basically the fonts that are for Apple. If you don't have that already, probably you do if you have a Mac. I'm on Windows for this, so if you have a Mac, and I'm not quite sure if you're going to be able to do the AutoHotkey because the AutoHotkey does not work on Mac, but everything else you should be able to do. So here I just have the SF Pro font I found on GitHub. You can go download that and install it into your fonts. Don't know how to do that real easily. Go to your settings and go to your fonts and then font settings, and then you have the file here. Drag them all into here, and then you'll get the SF Pro fonts all into there. So cool. There we go for that. Next one we're going to need is Figma. I mean, you can download the free Figma and this should still work, but if you are still a student, and I believe you're in one of the qualifying countries, the US is one, you can get Figma for free until you're not a student anymore. So definitely go and do that because Figma is awesome. Next we need to have is Affinity as well. Affinity is free. You should know about this by now. And this one you do need to download, make a Canva account and download it through there. And this is how we're just going to adjust whatever we're going to get from Figma and then prepare it so it can go inside of DaVinci Resolve. Last thing I have here is AutoHotkey. So definitely get AutoHotkey if you haven't had it before. It allows you to bind certain keys to other keys so that you can press that easily. And then it also has a script that I made so you can automate a very repetitive task inside of Affinity in order to make things work correctly. But yeah, the code for the AutoHotkey is here on my GitHub, and I'll just link this also down below. And then also, I knew about this process before, but I didn't know how to apply it to DaVinci Resolve. But definitely Bricks has this video about going over how to do this for After Effects and for Illustrator and for Photoshop through Figma this way. And so that is also a good video to watch as well. But yeah, okay, let's get started. How do we get to this? So let me just open up a new position here, this there, and this is probably the last thing we need to do, but let's just do that there. Let's close DaVinci Resolve for now. First, we need to go into Figma. So how do we get to Figma? So log into your Figma account, and then you should have like a home page that you're looking at. I don't want to show you my home page, it's all my school stuff. But then we can go to community resources and search for whatever we want. I search for Instagram, but you can do usually whatever UI that you want. I use this one right here. And if you want to know how to preview like whatever you're looking at, you can just use this preview over here. You can see like, all the different UIs are in here, scrolling in. And this is like an old Instagram layout, but like it's the one I still have. Minus the I think the IGTV type of thing that's over here. But otherwise you can download this and use it. I think it's pretty good. And so what you do once you have Figma is you would open this in Figma, and it takes you to this over here. You can have the project open over here. I know it's super confusing if you've never done any design before, but all you need to do is find the one that you want, say like the Instagram main, and then how do we actually export this? So something that Bricks told us we can do is like we can actually just copy this and then copy as SVG, and that'll take everything that can be an SVG, turn it into an SVG, and you can copy and paste that into Affinity, but it doesn't give you editable text and you need to replace it that way. And this method actually gives you placeable text. So an easy way to do this is, so we're going to pick the one that we want. So I'm just going to do the DMs one because that's not one I didn't do yet. Instagram direct messages. And then you can go over to the Figma icon down here, go over to plugins, manage plugins, and then you can search for PSD export. PSD export is there. And then the first one I used is this one with the black icon by Will. And this one gives you 5 free downloads. So be very cautious of that. And I think it resets monthly. At least that's what the competitor one does over here. Kodia also does that as well. 5 free exports per month, but that one you needed to log into, and I didn't really want to make an account with them. So this one is going to have to do. Open that up, and then you can click whichever one you want. So Instagram direct messages here, and I made it to a scale of 4x, which gives us like a 1300 by 2000 some type of file. That should be good. And a very important thing is to export text as font, and so that'll make it so the PSD has fonts that we can export and edit all these fonts or text that's in here very easily. So once you're done with that, click over to export PSD, and then make sure you have 5 of these. So make sure you have the one that you want, and because I already did 5, it's going to pop up with this. But once click that, it'll get a direct download, and then I'll start downloading into your downloads folder. All right, once we have that, you can open your downloads folder. That one, I'm going to right click this, open with, and then I'm going to choose another app. We're going to open this in Affinity. All right, cool. We have all of our text here. It's all looking pretty good. We have all of this here, and the way that we are going to set up our project file is basically we need to ungroup everything that is in here. And so you can just highlight everything that's in here and just hit Control-Shift-G and just keep hitting it until all the groups are out. And so I just spam it and it should be pretty good. Everything looks like it's done. Let's go back up to the original layer on Control Shift G, that one, and that'll make sure that so everything is no longer in a group. And so now everything is loose. And now the annoying part is now in order for things to export into a PSD file correctly into DaVinci Resolve, every file needs to have its own unique name. And now you can't really batch rename layers inside of Affinity. It's a pain in the butt. You can't really make a macro or an action to do that. So I had to make an AutoHotkey script, which is what I'm going to show you how to use this here. I don't know how many layers we have. So how do you figure that out? You actually go to Windows Pixel, go down to macro, and then what you can do is just record a macro real quick and then click another layer and it tells you 127. So it's actually 128 layers in here. So okay, cancel there, stop this macro making process, and then I can go, you have to open this up. Then we can go over here and we can hit F11 to know which amount of layers that we want to do. And since it said 127 on the macro, we can hit 128 right there. Okay. And then I want to hit F8 in order to have our base layer name. I'm going to do just IGDM for this one, hit OK. And because I already did it and I didn't show you, I'm just going to do F11. I'm just going to do like layers real quick to see how it works. All right, cool. And then now once I'm ready, I'm just going to select the layer, first layer that we have, hit F9 and watch it run. So it's just going to go through all those layers for the amount that we set, rename it, and then it works like that. All right, awesome. It did all those, hit OK. And then we can stop the script from running by going down here, right click, exit. And now we have all of our layers renamed to individual names so they don't get overlapped when they import into DaVinci Resolve. A good thing to do now is if you do already know how you want things to be designed, I would do it already inside of this over here. But if you want to make any adjustments, I would go and do this here. And because we exported it with that PSD way with the text, I can go over here and say, edit this however I want. So I can say, what's the page right here, or I can say this guy's name is subscribe. So that works too. It's awesome. So now we have that ready. You can edit it however you want. If you want to be able to edit inside of DaVinci Resolve, we would probably rename this to whatever we want. So I can just click that. So I can say rename, Control Shift R. And so this is like DM1, and then this is like double click this here, Control Shift R. This is going to be named DM1. So if you want to go through that and label it properly, so you have an easier way of seeing it inside of DaVinci Resolve, you can do that there. But for time purposes, I'm just going to show you how to import it from here. So once we have everything ready, all of our design set, everything in here are ready, so we can easily go to Resolve and hit save, Control S, save this first. And in order to make it into a PSD, I'm going to go up to File, go down to Export, and then export that there. We go to PSD, preserve editability, and then hit export and then save it to whoever you want. I put this here. Let's do this as DMs. Cool. So now we're done with Affinity. Get out of here and go to Resolve. I want to open up this Fusion composition and go up to Fusion, go down to import, and then select PSD. We can choose our file, hit open, and then it's going to import all those layers that we had renamed into this right here. And if we take a look down here, hopefully once it loads, you have all these layers here accessible and some pretty good quality, especially since we exported at 4K, that it already is above how much we need it because we just want it for like short. So I'm just going to add like a crop node on the back end here, and then we'll put the size to 1080 by 1920. Make sure keep centered is checked on, and then we can see how this looks like in that resolution. It might be a little too close up, so we need to add a transform node right before the crop node, and then we could put it down and then edit however we want. I maybe wanted to actually go to the width of this here, so we might need to adjust the position of everything like that. But otherwise, like, this is kind of the main way that we have it. So we have it in DaVinci Resolve, and we can edit it however we want. And say since we had we renamed those certain layers to like the DM one, how would we actually like replace it so we can edit text and animations with that text here? So hit Control F inside of the Fusion flow. I can search whatever node that I want, and let's just do the tool name, and let's do like person, so we need that person. So DM person is right there, so have that be there. And I believe if we name this a bit better, we can find the actual text. And so I think I named it line, so let's type in for line, anything with line. There we go, there's our line. Take a look at that in our third viewer. You can see so what's a PeeJ, and then we can now try and replace that. And yeah, that's how you import in UIs from Figma inside of DaVinci Resolve. I'm not going to go over how to animate everything, but if you're interested in knowing how to do that, go check out Eliable's video on how to animate UIs inside of DaVinci Resolve. Very good video and breakdown going with that. Otherwise, if you're interested in the All Effects pack, which brings the missing 8 tools inside of DaVinci Resolve, go check out my website down below. Otherwise, if you're interested in how to cache better and have better playback inside of Fusion, go check out this video right here. Otherwise, subscribe and have a good day.